Joining me today on the Impact Catalyst is the Chair of Social Venture Partners, our local Tampa Bay version, Irv Cohen, and the CEO of the St. Petersburg Foundation, Emilie Socash, and we're here to talk about SVP Cares. Irv, can you give us an overview of SVP Cares?
Sure. I'd like to first take 30 seconds to those who are not 100% familiar with SVP. Social Venture Partners is an international organization that started 20 years ago in Seattle, Washington. It was created by a bunch of Microsoft employees who recently had a liquidity event, and with the stage of their life, they wanted to give back and invest in their community. So therefore, it's really about engaged philanthropy. SVP now is about 40 affiliates around just the United States with 3,200 partners. And the Tampa Bay affiliate was founded about 5 years ago. I was one of the founders. I'm currently the chair of the local affiliate. And I also sit on the board of SVPI, which is the international governing board of the entire organization. Because of this affiliation that we have, SVP affiliates around the nation are implementing a platform that was created by Craig Young, who's one of the founders of SVP Cincinnati, as well as a software developer philanthropist with a nonprofit named Inspiring Service. One of his most successful tools is Cincinnati Cares.org, a website that matches nonprofit needs with individual and group volunteer availability. And in light of the COVID-19 crisis, Craig and his team have reconfigured the tool to help nonprofits and their community understand the impact of the triple problem of 1, loss of funds for the nonprofits, 2, loss of events and fundraisers, and 3, loss of volunteers. This reconfigured solution will help nonprofits now, and will better position them for a fast recovery in the aftermath. The multi-pronged solution includes gathering data and collecting stories to measure and report the impact of the COVID crisis on our local nonprofits, with opportunities for immediate donations as well as a virtual volunteerism for those wanting to do something now. Inspiring Service, which comes out of our SVP Cincinnati, has reached out to SVP International, which, as I said, I'm on the governing board, to give the software to SVP affiliates that will support this system and provide the technical help to the nonprofits. And that's where SVP Cares has jumped in. SVP Tampa Bay was one of the first to raise their hands to say we're on board. And we have already implemented the software, and we're working with a number of nonprofits to get their information into the system. As of right now, we have over 100 nonprofits in our local Tampa Bay area on the platform. We are picking up the cost of implementation and the cost of maintaining the local system. But beyond that, and I encourage everyone to go on the site and check it, and Emilie will give you the website and things of that nature. But equally important, right now, we are using the system as a database to help nonprofits understand and process for the Forgivable Loan, which is available under the Paycheck Protection Program of the CARES Act. Many of our local and smaller nonprofits do not even know that they qualify for this. So it's not just the awareness that you can qualify, it's then how do you do it? And our SVP partners, under Emilie's guidance, are being trained on the act and will serve as coaches to nonprofits needing assistance. So this is something that we believe very strongly is going to be something that is great for our local community now and in the future, but especially for things that we have to do right now, to help our nonprofits, both from a funding perspective as well as a loss of volunteers. We're working very closely with other foundations, especially the Community Foundation of Tampa Bay, to be able to consolidate this information and provide it in a meaningful way.
That's great. Emilie, can you walk us through the practical application of that?
Sure. So as Irv mentioned, this is a platform that's available for everybody to participate in and for everybody in our community to see. So if you're eager to take a look, our viewers can see it at tampabay.svpcares.org. All of it is there, and it really is this giant aggregate of the data that's pertinent to our community. And one of the first ways that we're using to using this data as a springboard to addressing community needs is in creating this support network for nonprofits in applying for the Paycheck Protection Program, or the PPP. So as of this morning, the PPP was live under certain banks, but certain banks are taking a couple more days. And as Irv mentioned, so many nonprofits not only don't know that they're eligible for this program, which is, it's open to all small businesses, profit and nonprofit, those that are employing under 500 employees. But even if they do know, this is an onerous task by any stretch. Now, legislation has put into place a more streamlined and simplified version of what this loan application looks like, but it still is a bit of a bear, and there still is some nuance to that. So later today and into the future, we're doing sessions training some of our SVP partners on how they can be what we're calling a nonprofit navigator, somebody who can partner with a nonprofit and help them walk through the process, not just of the loan application itself, but also managing what sort of documentation do I need in place, what are the governance protocols that I should be keeping an eye out for and putting into place before I apply, and how do I approach my lender? If that nonprofit doesn't have a banking relationship that they can lean into, they may want to activate some of their donors' banking relationships. So those are the fine-tuning points that we are here to help our nonprofits with. And as Irv mentioned, this is nested right within the SVP Cares platform, and this is the perfect way for our partners through SVP, of which I'm one, to really put get their hands dirty in terms of helping the nonprofit community now when it's needed most.
That's great. And so that's a great short-term benefit. Or what do you see some of the long-term benefits of this data being?
Well, there's always the axiom in business, and Social Venture Partners tries to take a business and a social approach to philanthropy and to nonprofits, is you can't manage what you can't measure. You know, there's a lot of anecdotes around our nonprofit community. And the reason that this software was originally developed a number of years ago was not for the pandemic. It was for the fact that different communities needed to get their hands around the size and scope of the nonprofit community and see where organizations can partner together, where there's common needs, common affiliations. And we think it's going to be a very valuable tool for the community, for people coming into the community, seeing how can we get involved, seeing, you know, and the beauty of this software, when you go on it, it divides into segments. So if I have an interest in art, or I have an interest in science or social services, you can query right into it and pick the area as the donor or as a volunteer where I want to access. But hopefully our vision is to capture all this information to be able to really measure and understand what is really going on in the community, and make sure, one of my pet peeves is to make sure that the Tampa Bay area is availing themselves of all the grants that are available in the community. I used to work at JP Morgan Chase, and I still have colleagues, and they come and talk to me and say, why isn't Tampa Bay taking advantage of certain mega grants that are out there that are from the JP Morgan network? Good question. You know, we're doing some, we're not doing enough. Why aren't we doing more impact investing? Why aren't we getting more of our share of the dollars that are out there? So the whole idea is that we can partner under this program to be able to show various networks what we're doing, and therefore we'll have the information and the intelligence that will give us more impact to be able to get some of these programs for the community.
That's great. And that website, once again, is tampabay.svpcares.org. Thank you both for coming on. It's a great portal and a great program. And if you're a nonprofit or affiliated with a nonprofit and listening to this, make sure you visit the site and submit your information and take advantage of this. It's a great program.
Okay.
Thank you too.
Thank you.